Welcome to The Last Track, where we help people showcase the last track of their life story in their final wishes. I am your host, Brian Norris, the co-owner of Bateman Funeral Home in Newport, Oregon. Just like a song can bring you back to a day, a time, and a memory, so too can a well-planned service. An ash releasing ceremony is one, people call it a scattering, and that's one that a lot of people are familiar with as well. But there's a lot of people that go, well, where can I scatter these ashes? And down here on the Oregon coast, there's a few places that you can go to, and it's the same anywhere within the United States. There's a couple things that you want to keep in mind. First, is it a public place, or do I have to cross private land in order to get into that public place? And so you want to get permission from the owner of that property before you cross that property, or get permission from the owners of the land before you scatter on their property. It might be a really good friend and maybe they loved hunting outdoors in a particular location on a person's ranch. Well, ask the owner of the ranch if it's okay to scatter the ashes there. But make sure that you're doing it legally, and you're being considerate of the owners of the property or the people on the land if it's public land. If you're going to be scattering at sea at least 3 miles out, wind also is very important, especially if you're in a boat, and especially as you're getting ready to release the ashes. Which way is the wind blowing from? You don't want to release the ashes and have the wind blow back into your face or into your companions that are standing around you in the bow or the back of the boat as you're releasing the ashes. Make sure the wind isn't going to blow that to you. It's almost the same thing too, as if you're standing on the edge of a cliff and you're going to be releasing. I've heard some horror stories as they've released the ashes and the wind is coming up the side of the cliff and it's coming right back over the cliff onto people. And so those are things to consider. If you're in a boat as well, there's another way to release so that the ashes don't scatter all over in the wind, and that's with a biodegradable bag. And we actually, on our website, have some photos. If you go to the website, there's some photos of us releasing ashes 3 miles out to sea in a biodegradable bag, and it shows how we just place the bag into off the side of the boat, down into the water, and then the biodegradable bag literally melts around the ashes, and then the ashes released into the ocean. And you can see that at the website at batemanpacificview.com, and you can take a look at some of the ways that we've done that, doing it at sea. Rain is also an important factor if you're going to be... rain really is an important factor for any outdoor activity. But keep in mind, if you are going to go out to sea, you need to check with the company. You might set a date, but definitely check with that company, because if it's choppy seas, they're not going to be going out. And so make sure everybody's aware that it can get canceled. And usually they cancel it 2 or 3 days out if they know there's going to be some pretty stormy seas. You can take a look at some amazing urns that you can purchase nowadays. There's salt urns, there's earth urns, there's sand urns, there's bio urns. When you're looking at each one of these urns, they have different characteristics. For example, a biodegradable urn can be done in a water release. It can be placed in a garden. It a lot of times may have a tree or a bush or flowers, that type of thing in it. And so there's lots of different options for that. You can scatter on the sea. You can scatter in a forest. You can scatter in a river. All of those things are completely appropriate. Make sure again that wherever you're going, you have permission. Check with the regulations. Do not dig without permission. If you're going to be digging and placing an urn on a local path, make sure you get permission, especially if it's a big place where everybody goes and hikes. And check the regulations before your scattering of ashes. That's probably the most important. The last thing you need is to be having a celebration of life and somebody comes up with a badge and says, "Excuse me, what's going on here?" So hopefully this has helped you. We've given quite a bit of tips, advice, locations, ideas. There's a lot more